Hey, Matt.
What's going on, Patrick? You ready to do this?
I don't recognize this room, man. It looks so much different than it did yesterday.
I mean, it looks wildly, wildly different, right? Like, Patrick, you want to get yourself on camera? How do we set this up now? Let's move this guy here.
Do a little
Pop you
inception
up.
thing.
Welcome everyone to our second episode. Or here.
We're here.
I guess I'm probably going to be giving you a little bit of a tour. Maybe I take the camera. Show us what has happened, Patrick.
Yeah, so in the last, it's probably what, 18 hours, we've done a total transition. Do you remember it was kind of like a, almost like a brown color tan on the walls? So we did white walls to give ourselves more reflection. Matt was telling me a little bit about when doing like indoor grows, you want as much light to reach all the different parts of the plant. And so when we were talking about what colors to choose, he said white's going to be the best to refract some of that and make sure that as much of the plant gets it. So all right, we do that.
And I'll show people because I painted this same color here, and you can just see if you get into some of these dark spots down here. Oop, it's reverse gimbal now. You can see the light is just reflecting. You can see the lower canopy is much better lit than it would be if we had used a darker color. So stoked to have this light. But I also love the dark floors because I've actually painted floors white, going for that really white, beautiful flooring. And unfortunately, reality checks in and it was just covered in dirt and looked disgusting. It was not reflecting anything. And plus, you know, how much light are you really going to get off the floor?
Dark floors are good.
Your lighting shouldn't be focused on the flooring.
Right. So you remember we did a waterproof seal on the floor here in case any of our issues between our multiple tanks does leak. We want to make sure it's easier to clean up and there's less issue later. We went through, we ripped up all the caulk that was previously there. It was cracking. It had some issues. So we just went and did a full demo, resealed it, repainted everything. And now we're here to go. And we're kind of like starting to put this together. We've got this huge 150-gallon tank. That's going to be, if you can look closely on the wall there, we've kind of stenciled out where it's going to be. It's going to be right here up against this whole wall. So we need to lift it just about 3 feet up off the ground.
It weighs a little bit.
Yeah, 150 times, what is it? It's 8 pounds a gallon. So any math guys out there.
Yeah, that's going to be, what is that, 1,200 pounds. And that's assuming, you know, you got to include rocks, which weigh more. So we got to, my thought would be, let's expect to be able to hold 2,000 pounds, just do the overkill, which you're wait till you guys see the plan Patrick has put together to hold this guy.
We're going to be able to stick at least one elephant if we were to condense that elephant onto this. I'm hoping, fingers crossed.
Multiple helicopters could land on this thing.
Multiple helicopters could land on this. Yeah, so we've got some basic materials. We'll kind of scoot right back here. I'll show you where we're working. We've converted part of his warehouse back here into a little workshop. And we've got all of our lumber stacked back there. You can see on these two carts. Mostly pressure treated 4x4s, pressure treated 2x4s, all dimensional lumber, and he's got a couple 1x, so we might use those in certain scenarios. But you can see we're starting to cook around here, and we're gonna build.
Here, want to take that?
Yeah, sure.
You guys see this plans.
Let's see. So we've tried to mark out everything we're gonna be doing. So on the top here, you'll see that that's gonna be like a top-down view.
So get that light on it, maybe.
And boom. Okay, so let me find my finger. Top view, so this is top down. These are all going to be 4x4s. We have one large 4x4 going across, one large 4x4 going across this way. We're going to do some bridging on the inside. You'll see there. That's going to be a 4x4. That'll be a 4x4. And then that'll be a 4x4. These are all 2x4s that we're going to cut with an angle. So they'll be able to sit in once we get everything true and square. We'll toenail these into it to make sure that it doesn't bow in and out, and we can keep that squared angle throughout the entire part. And then from the side down, that top plate is essentially going to be this section here. And it's going to be sitting on top of what we're estimating right now is either 7, so 3 up front, 3 in the back, and then 1 here in the center. Or if we want to do an overkill, get that 4th helicopter on there. Maybe we put 1, 2, 3 on there as well. So it'll be 9 total. So in the next few moments, we're going to put this workshop to use. We're going to be cutting the 4x4s for our legs. We're going to be doing it for that tabletop, which is all going to have the tank sit down on. Some of our big concerns, just weight distribution, making sure that all the parts that are load bearing are going to have most of the forces are on a level surface. They've got strong footing underneath them. and all that weight is going down, so we can hopefully never have to worry about putting our 5th helicopter on there and having it break. But we'll see as time goes on. One of the things we wanted to do, if we go back into our section, kind of to put this all into perspective, I've got one out here already, but I grabbed a second one, is this is going to be its own aquaponics system before we even touch the propagation system. So we had a last minute idea. We're actually going to do a hanging tub. So we're going to find our studs here, as you can see by that line, and we're just going to bracket out this plastic tub here, which is going to sit above it. And this will be on a recirculation loop. So it'll be taking it from the aquaponics tank. It's going to be going up into this flood table essentially, and it's just going to keep circulating that water back and forth. And we're going to be able to start putting plants up there as well, which you can then use to propagate onto the other side, which we'll be tackling tomorrow. Today's big focus, we're trying to stay on task. This wall first today, and tomorrow, once we're all set with this, and hopefully we've got a tank on a stand, we've got a hanging bracket and a bunch of the tables up there, we're going to be able to focus on this side, which will hopefully have something, if you were to imagine like a gutter system that goes all the way across the wall in about 3 or 4 different places. And on that gutter system, there's going to be small baskets, so we can start propagating, taking clippings from some of the other plants, and we can put them in there so they root on their own, and he's able to continuously just work through some of the species he has and then do some fun crosses and kind of just delineations. But that's the big plan.
That's the plan.
And I want to hear what Matt's got to say about it, so I'm going to let him.
I mean, I am stoked. We are moving forward. So tonight we're going to check back in around 7 p.m. I think that's all I've got to add. I mean, Patrick's been crushing it here. And we're going to check back in around 7, have a lot of this built, close out for the evening. And then tomorrow we're going to check in 2 more times as we build this. And then finally by evening, our goal is to connect the 2 systems. A lot of work ahead. We'll see if we can stay on task. You never know what'll happen with things like this, but feeling pretty solid about it. We got some experience around these things. So until later, thank you guys so much for joining.
Thanks for tapping in, and we'll see you soon.
Woo.